Welcome back, 5th grade. I am just going to give another quick demonstration of how to do that first step in your project. So this paper in which we just practiced our name is just a tool for you. So you can keep this, but just set it aside, and hopefully since we practiced our letters, that'll make this first step that much easier. So on your packet, our step-by-steps, we are going to be looking right now at step 1. So we're creating this box that we've used to help us space out and correctly place our letters. It also helps us make sure that our letters are the correct size. So on this paper, don't get too caught up on the 1/4 of an inch. You can measure it if you choose to, but really that's just meant to kind of give you an idea of how much space you need between your letters. That is about this much space on your ruler. So it's not very much. You can see I measured it when I made the example. So it is not a ton, just a little bit of extra room. So we're just going to set this aside for right now, but that's always there for you to look at as a guide. Now, we need to consider a couple different scenarios that you could run into for your artwork. One, if your name is long, like if I would say if you have 6 letters or more, then you need to make your rectangle long and short. So I'm going to just make a rectangle up here at the top that is long and short. So I'm going to go all the way across, but I'm not going to go down very far. So there's my first rectangle. So this would be for a long name. So I would say 6 letters or more for that one. And then say you have a shorter name, you can make a rectangle that is long also, but you want to make this one taller. So I'm going to go down further on my page. All right, so this would be for a short name, which would be less than 6 letters, 5 or fewer. All right. The next thing that we need to consider is, does your name have an even number of letters or an odd number of letters? If you are a person with an even number of letters, then you need to start with a space between your letters, just like I did here. I had 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I started with a space between my letters. So I'll do that up here on this first rectangle. I need to find the middle, and I need to put a space right in the middle. Try to make sure that it's the same distance at the bottom as it is at the top, and if you want to help you out, you can do that squiggly line. Now, I'm pressing harder with my pencil than I should be so that it shows up on the video. But remember, all of these lines that we're doing right now should be light. Draw light till you get it right. Then, if I have an odd number of letters in my name, say I have 5, like my name now, I need to make a space for my middle letter. So whatever your middle letter is, that's what we're starting with. So for Scott, also, this is a shorter name, so it's a taller rectangle. I need to make a space for my middle letter. Try to consider, though, you still have more letters to fit on either side. So I have 2 more letters to fit here and 2 more letters to fit here. So if I make this one too wide, I'm not going to have room for them on the sides, the ones that I need. So be careful. Try to account for all your letters. Then I need to make my spaces that go between my letters. And again, you can kind of add a little line down the middle to help you figure it out. But draw light till you get it right. So now from here out, it's more or less the same with both. I need to add letter spaces and gaps for between my letters on both types of names. So I'm going to add another space for a letter, and then a space for between letters. So if I'm doing Jacobs, I need J-A-C, so I need 3 letter spaces and 2 more gaps. Now I have this extra space down here. I don't need to worry about it. I have room now for my J, my A, and my C, and I have a spacer for between them. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just eyeballing it. There are ways to be more exact about it, but I don't know if that's really necessary for right now. All right, so, oh, one more. OB, and then I need the other side. S. And again, we don't need this space down here, so we can just, ignore it. Then if I'm doing Scott, I knew I needed SCO, so I need 2 more letter spaces on this side. And 1 more gap. Draw light so you get it right. Please, please, please. All right, S-C-O-T, and then I just need the side of this one. And again, I have extra space down here. No worries. So what we want to avoid is getting through all of this and starting to write your name and realizing that you don't have enough spaces for your letters. So I very much recommend lightly underneath, writing the letters underneath so that you know you have enough boxes for all of your letters. That's not a good feeling to have to go back and start over because you missed a letter. So now I have my boxes all spaced out. I'm ready to start putting in my letters. Now if you notice, the top of my J is the top of the box. So you can use the box as part of your letter where it's necessary. What we want to make sure we do is just make sure that our letter touches the box everywhere that it's appropriate. Anywhere that it makes sense for it to touch, we need to make it touch. Otherwise, making the boxes was pointless. This helps us make sure that they're all the same size and all in the correct places. So now I'm going to go back to my letters that I practiced before, just set them kind of beside me so that I have something to look at to reference, and I'm going to start drawing in my letters. If you need to go back and do the same process again, the step-by-steps that we went through on this paper, on your final copy, that is completely fine. You can draw these the other way and then just go back and erase the center, and that's fine. Now, what I want you to be careful of is things like this right here. I brought my letter around and I touched everywhere except right here. So what happened is my S looks like it's upside down. So since we're drawing light till we get it right, we should be able to just go back easy enough and make a little correction. So I'm just going to erase my mistake. And then I'm left with an S that looks better. All right, same here. Maybe I could fix this a little bit so it's not quite so thin there. So anywhere along the line that you need to make little tweaks to make your art better, please do so. And then I'll move on to my next letter. All right, now these are all curved letters. Some of you, a lot of you, are going to have letters with very straight edges. You have a ruler. Use it to your advantage to make your letters better. Again, if you need to go through the process that we used for the worksheet, go use it. That's why it's there. If you can just copy your letters from your worksheet, that is fine as well. Whatever works for you works for me. All right, and there we have it, our completed step 1. I wish everybody luck, and I will be around to help. Have fun, guys.